everyone, my name is Sevella Turner, and I have been online now for about 3 years, and I just want to give you a little background about me. But before I do that, if you would be so kind as to let me know where you are chiming in from. I'm chiming in from Colorado. Woohoo! We should be getting snow in 2 days, which is going to be awesome for the fires, right? But let me know where you're tuning in from. That would be awesome. And then also, if you're watching the replay, if you can hit hashtag replay so I can circle back around and say hello to you, that would be awesome. If you are watching from YouTube, if you'd be so kind as to hit that little notification bell to subscribe to my channel. This is a channel where I actually share a lot of different tips and things in regards to social media for any niche, okay? So, just a little background about myself. I've been online now for 3 years, struggling, and now I figured it out. So, every couple of days, I'm coming online here to kind of share with you on what I have learned and how I have been successful in my specific niche in regards to social media. And you can do the same thing regardless of the niche, okay? Just got to follow everything, follow the steps, and just do it, make it happen, get out of your comfort zone, okay? So let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about what to do if someone should send you a friend request in your messenger. So the request is there. Now what do you do? What do you do when someone sends you a request, a friend's request, right? So what I've done, number one, I always go to their profile first. I always go to their profile. Now, why do I do that? I do that for a number of reasons, okay? In this day and age, there's so many scammers, and you have to be super careful as possible. So I'm going to always go to their profile. I want to see what exactly is on the profile, and then that's going to help me to go to two, which is actually connecting with them in regards to the friend request, okay? So that's what I do for number one, all right? Number two, while I'm in on their profile, I also check out what state they're in, okay? There's a reason for that, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, okay? So, and then what I do is I just say, hello, hey, nice to meet you, looking forward to connecting with you, something like that. It's not always those words. It's always different, depending on the day, who I'm talking to, and that type of thing, okay? So I just licked my finger. Sorry about that. I don't have my little finger on, my rubber finger on. So anyway, so that's what I do. I talk with them and introduce myself and that type of thing, okay? All right, so the next thing that I do is if they're from a state that I've lived in or that I live in now, then I'm going to tell them, I'll say something like, I see you are from Colorado, so am I. What part of town do you live in? Something like that. Now, generally people don't say exactly the town. Like I don't say exactly what town I live in. I just say Denver. Denver is huge, right? So I give a general, and they probably will do the same. But that's what I do. If they live in Michigan, well, I lived in Michigan when I was young, and so I'll say something like that. The winters are super, super cold. So what I'm doing is trying to connect with them, okay, on a personal level, not a business level, okay? That's what I'm doing, and that's why I do that. Plus, I'm actually interested in, if they live in a state that I have lived in before, like I lived in California before. So I'll say, oh, I lived in California before. Where do you live in California, right? And then I'll say something like, I lived in Anaheim in California, or I lived in Diamond Bar in California, something like that to connect with them, and then they'll share information with me, and then we'll go back and forth a little bit. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I want to get to know the person that I'm connecting with. So that's usually what I do, okay? This is super, super helpful in building your business and building your audience, and also creating a friendship, okay? A relationship, okay? So that's why these things are super important. It's not always about let's jump on this meet and let's send a link, because a lot of people will come into my messenger box and they'll just actually literally send a link. That's it. Here's my link. Check out my business. That's it. No hello. When I get stuff like that, for me, I'm not going to check it out. I don't care to get to know you, because to me, that's just strictly business. So you're not really wanting to get to know me. You just want my money. That's how I look at it, okay? So I actually delete those people. I don't even entertain the thought of getting to know them or any of that, because that's not the proper way to do things, and that's not online etiquette. It's just not, okay? So those are some of the things that I do. Now, when they come back and they say, oh, I'm from Aurora, Colorado, then I can say, oh, I have some family down there, right? Because I do. It's the truth, right? Or if they come back and say, hey, I lived in Michigan, I went to Michigan State or whatever, right? Then, it's just a connection that you want to have with whoever jumped into your inbox, okay? Because they sent you a friend's request, and hopefully they want to befriend you on more than just a business level. Now, nowadays, right now, with the COVID going on, so many people are online, and that's a good thing, but it's because of COVID, so you kind of have no choice. You have to kind of try to get income some kind of way, right? A good way, right? And so that's why we have so many people now online, and that's okay. But again, some people are just jumping into your inbox with a link. Guys, that's not the proper way to do things. It's not, okay? If you're doing that, please stop. Please stop. I'm sure you're getting a lot of blocks, and people saying mean things to you, and you're probably a nice person, but that's just a negative thing that people do, and I think it's because they simply don't know. They just simply don't know. Okay. So another thing, we just talked about commenting on where they're from and that type of thing. That's a really good one. When you're going onto their profile, you can see if they have children or whatever, whatever's on their page. You can also tell if it's truly a professional or not, or someone, maybe they're in whatever type of business. You can see that from their profile, because a lot of people put their business on their Facebook cover photo and it shouldn't be there, but a lot of people do that still. So you can find out from that, or you can just look through their post and kind of see if they're in business, some type of business, doing something, or do they play a lot of those games that they have online, because a lot of people do that all day, or is it just a person that really want to connect with you? Single, family, doesn't matter, but a person, and they're just wanting to connect with you because maybe they've seen some of your work, maybe they're seeing some of your videos or something like that, so they truly just want to connect. So that's why checking out the profile is like number one for me, as it should be for you, because you don't want to connect with scammers. You don't want to do that. So that's another reason too, because you can look at the profile, and generally if they just have one picture, you can figure that out yourself, okay? If they have a picture with a lot of, well, I won't get into those. That's for another video, so we won't get into that right now, okay? Okay, so another thing that you can do too, simple, you can ask them, what do you do? But there's a way to ask that. So I have people asking me that, what do you do? So that tells me they haven't looked at my profile right there. They just sent me something. Okay, and they just say, what do you do? And sometimes I want to say, look, go look at my profile, pull up my name, and that'll tell you what I do. And that's the smart Sevella, okay? And sometimes I want to do that, but I don't do that. I feel like it, but I don't do it. So I'll just say, I'll usually switch the conversation back over to them, right? What do you do? What line of business are you in? And then if they come back with, I work a 9 to 5. That's cool, right? They may tell you what they do. They may not. Generally people don't really get into what they do. They'll just say, I work a job, right? Or if they come back as another network marketer, you can say, oh, well, who are you? What business are you affiliated with? You can get on that type of conversation. So there's so many different ways you can run this conversation. You always want to kind of be in charge of it. You know, you don't want to be a bully or anything like that, but you want to always be asking the questions. And of course, you have to answer some too, right? So if they come back with, oh guys, I'm so thirsty. If they come back with, I work a 9 to 5, I'm thirsty, just am. If they come back with, I work a 9 to 5, again, you can ask them, oh, well, what kind of work do you do? Something like that. Generally, when someone, not everyone, okay, I repeat, not everyone, but generally, when someone's online and they come to you and they're reaching out to you in a message, right? And they're sending you a friend's request, and then they're working a 9 to 5. You've already gone to their profile. You can see they're just a regular person, you know, not a network affiliate or anything, nothing business related, okay? Just a profile, right? That person is probably trying to get some information about some type of opportunity, or maybe you can help them in some way to guide them to some type of opportunity, okay? I have found that people, when they say I work a 9 to 5, it's just a 9 to 5. Now remember, this is not 100% everyone. This is most people. They're working a 9 to 5 that they cannot stand. They're working a 9 to 5 because they absolutely have to. We all have to do something to get money because we all have bills and we all have families some kind of way, and we have to eat and pay our bills, right? So that's why they're working that 9 to 5, but it doesn't mean that they want to work it forever, okay? And then there's a handful of people who really enjoy what they do, right? But they're looking for some type of side hustle is what I call it, side income, okay? So it just really depends on how they come back to you and what they say to you, and then you can take the conversation to the next level depending on what they've said, okay? Just like when they're going to ask you, what do you do? Then you can say, hey, I'm a coach, you know, my niche is this, I teach that, I'm with this company or that company, whatever it is. Or, you know, I work a 9 to 5 too, whatever the case may be, okay? So guess what? Once you get through all of that, you know, and it sounds long because I'm talking it, the way I'm sharing it is a little long, so you can understand exactly what to do. But when you're actually having the conversation, okay, more than likely on your phone, okay, more than likely on your phone or on your laptop or whatever you're using, it's going to be shorter. It's in the messenger, so it's going to be faster and shorter, okay? But guess what you've just done? Can you guess? If you can guess, put it down below, okay? Put it down below. You have just created a lead. You've just created a lead. That's what that is. You've created someone that's interested. Hey, Cecily, how are you? You've created someone who is interested in possibly what you're doing. Maybe they may want more information on what you're doing. So you actually have just created a simple lead. Now, how simple was that? Very, very, very simple and easy to do, okay? So you just follow those basic steps to anyone who comes at you with a friend's request or comes at you with certain type of questions, what have you. Excuse me. You respond to them in that manner, in a positive manner, of course, and that's going to turn into a lead. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to purchase your product right away, because that sometimes happens, but not all the time. They may just need to watch you for a while. And that's the reason why your Facebook or your social media profile is super important. That's the reason for all the branding. That's the reason for all the motivational posts or the results post or whatever we've talked about in the past. That's the reason for all of those things, because people are watching. People are watching, okay? So I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, reach out to me. I don't mind chatting with you, not at all. Again, if you're watching YouTube, all of my information will be at the bottom of this video. Please reach out to me. I will be happy to chat, and I will see you in the next training, or actually next video.